Chapter 7: Building Bridges. Maplewood, a town blessed with diversity, had always prided itself on its sense of community. However, like any other place, it was not immune to the challenges that came with differences in opinions and perspectives. In Chapter 7 of our journey, the Andersons and their neighbors faced the task of overcoming division and building bridges within their beloved town. One evening, during a community gathering, tensions arose over a proposed development project that threatened to disrupt the small-town charm of Maplewood. The Andersons and their neighbors found themselves divided, with heated debates and strong opinions clouding the atmosphere. It was in this moment of discord that Sarah, Mark, and Emily realized the importance of finding common ground and fostering open dialogue. They knew that in order to build bridges, they needed to listen to one another, understand different viewpoints, and work towards a shared vision for the future of Maplewood. With this realization, the Andersons decided to organize a series of town hall meetings, inviting residents, community leaders, and local experts to engage in constructive conversations. The goal was to create a space where everyone could voice their concerns, ideas, and aspirations for the town. The first town hall meeting was a challenging but necessary step towards reconciliation. Strong emotions were present, but the Andersons and their neighbors remained committed to fostering an environment of mutual respect and understanding. Through active listening and empathy, the Andersons and their neighbors began to uncover the underlying fears and hopes that fueled the division. As they shared personal stories and perspectives, they discovered that, beneath the surface, they all cared deeply about the well-being and future of Maplewood. Recognizing the need for a unified approach, the Andersons and their neighbors formed a task force comprised of individuals from different backgrounds and with varying viewpoints. The task force was dedicated to finding common ground, seeking compromise, and generating solutions that would benefit the entire community. Together, they embarked on a journey of collaboration, engaging in brainstorming sessions, conducting research, and seeking input from residents. It was through this collective effort that they discovered creative solutions that addressed the concerns raised during the town hall meetings, while also considering the long-term sustainability and growth of Maplewood. One of the key outcomes of the task force's efforts was the establishment of a community development fund. This fund would allocate resources to support local businesses, preserve historical landmarks, and invest in sustainable initiatives that would benefit present and future generations. The Andersons and their neighbors knew that building bridges required more than just words. It required action. They organized community cleanup days, where residents came together to beautify public spaces, plant trees, and create vibrant community gardens. These hands-on activities not only improved the physical landscape of Maplewood but also fostered a sense of pride and ownership among the residents. The act of working side by side, regardless of background or opinion, helped bridge the divides that once seemed insurmountable. As the months passed, Maplewood experienced a transformation. The town became a model of collaboration and unity, where diverse voices were not just heard but valued. The Andersons and their neighbors had successfully built bridges that connected people, ideas, and aspirations. The once divided community now thrived on a foundation of respect, empathy, and shared purpose. It became a place where differences were celebrated, where differing opinions were seen as opportunities for growth, and where the collective well-being of Maplewood took precedence over individual interests. Reflecting on their journey, the Andersons realized that the strength of their town lay not only in its physical beauty or cultural richness but also in the resilience and compassion of its residents. They had learned that building bridges required openness, humility, and a willingness to see beyond surface-level differences. With a renewed sense of unity, Maplewood stood as a beacon of hope, inspiring other communities to embrace diversity, foster dialogue, and work towards a common vision. Chapter 8: Embracing Change. Change is an inevitable part of life, and in Chapter 8 of our journey through Maplewood, the Andersons and their neighbors found themselves facing a period of transformation. As their beloved town evolved, they were challenged to adapt, embrace new ideas, and find the strength to navigate the changing landscape. One bright morning, Sarah, Mark, and Emily woke up to the sound of construction in their neighborhood. Curiosity piqued, they ventured outside to discover that a new development project was underway. A community center that would serve as a hub for creativity, learning, and connection. Excitement filled the air as the town anticipated the arrival of this new addition. However, alongside the excitement came concerns about preserving the unique character of Maplewood. The Andersons and their neighbors knew that change should be embraced thoughtfully, ensuring that the essence of their community remained intact. To address these concerns, the Andersons organized a series of community forums, inviting residents to share their hopes, fears, and ideas for the future. These forums provided a platform for open dialogue, allowing everyone to contribute to the shaping of Maplewood's evolving identity. Through these discussions, the Andersons and their neighbors discovered that many shared the desire to preserve the town's natural beauty and promote sustainable practices. They formed committees focused on environmental initiatives, such as promoting recycling, reducing waste, and advocating for green spaces. The community center, which had initially sparked concerns, became a symbol of hope and opportunity. It would not only provide a space for cultural events, workshops, and educational programs but also serve as a platform to showcase local artists, musicians, and artisans. As the construction of the community center progressed, the Andersons and their neighbors made a conscious effort to support local businesses. They recognized that economic growth and stability were crucial to maintaining the town's unique charm. By patronizing local shops, restaurants, and farms, they not only bolstered the local economy but also strengthened the sense of community. The Andersons and their neighbors also embraced the digital age, recognizing the importance of technology in connecting people and fostering innovation. They organized digital literacy workshops, ensuring that everyone had access to the tools and knowledge needed to thrive in an increasingly interconnected world. With these changes taking place, the Andersons and their neighbors experienced a mix of emotions. There was excitement for the possibilities that lay ahead, but also a longing for the familiarity of the past. They knew that in order to fully embrace the future, they needed to find a balance between preserving their town's heritage and embracing progress. To bridge this gap, the Andersons organized a cultural heritage festival celebrating the traditions, stories, and histories that made Maplewood unique. The festival showcased the town's diverse heritage through music, dance, art, and culinary delights, allowing residents to connect with their roots while also embracing the new. As the festival unfolded, The Andersons and their neighbors realized that change did not mean erasing the past but rather building upon it. They understood that the essence of Maplewood resided not in its physical structures but in the hearts and souls of its residents. With this newfound perspective, the Andersons and their neighbors welcomed change with open arms. They saw it as an opportunity for growth, innovation, and collaboration. They embraced the challenges that came with transformation, knowing that by working together, they could shape a future that honored the past while embracing the present. As Maplewood continued to evolve, it became a town that blended the old and the new, a place where history met innovation, where tradition coexisted with progress. The Andersons and their neighbors stood at the forefront of this transformation, leading by example and inspiring others to embrace change with grace and resilience. Reflecting on their journey, the Andersons understood that their town was a microcosm of the world at large. By embracing change and navigating it with open hearts and minds, they had not only created a vibrant and thriving community but had also become catalysts for positive transformation. Chapter 9: Embracing Unity. In Chapter 9 of our journey through Maplewood, titled Embracing Unity, the Andersons and their neighbors found themselves facing unexpected challenges that tested the strength of their community bonds. As they navigated through these difficulties, they realized the power of unity and the importance of coming together in times of adversity. One autumn morning, a severe storm swept through Maplewood, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. Trees were uprooted, homes were damaged, and power lines were knocked down. The town was in disarray, and the Andersons and their neighbors felt a sense of vulnerability they had never experienced before. In the face of this crisis, the Andersons knew they had to act quickly and decisively. They reached out to their neighbors, checking on their well-being and offering their support. It was through these small acts of kindness that the spirit of unity began to emerge. Recognizing the magnitude of the situation, the Andersons and their neighbors organized a community-wide cleanup effort. People from all walks of life came together, armed with rakes, shovels, and determination to restore their town to its former glory. As they worked side by side, the barriers that had once divided them began to crumble. Neighbors who had never spoken before now shared stories, laughter, and a common purpose. The storm had brought them together, reminding them of the strength that lies within a united community. In the midst of the cleanup, the Andersons and their neighbors realized that unity went beyond physical tasks. They recognized the importance of emotional support and mental well-being during times of crisis. They organized community gatherings where people could share their experiences, fears, and hopes, providing a space for healing and mutual understanding. During these gatherings, the Andersons and their neighbors discovered the power of empathy. They understood that everyone had been affected by the storm in different ways and that by listening and supporting one another, they could rebuild not only the physical structures of Maplewood but also the emotional resilience of their community. As the weeks went by, the town slowly began to recover. The fallen trees were replaced with new saplings, damaged homes were repaired, and power was restored. But the impact of the storm went beyond the visible damage. It had left a lasting impression on the hearts and minds of the Andersons and their neighbors. Realizing the need for long-term resilience, the community came together to form a disaster preparedness committee. This committee focused on developing emergency plans, organizing training sessions, and educating residents on how to effectively respond to future crises. They understood that unity was not just a reaction to adversity but a proactive approach to building a stronger, more resilient community. As Maplewood continued to heal, the Andersons and their neighbors noticed a shift in the town's dynamics. People became more connected, more compassionate, and more invested in each other's well-being. The storm had not only tested their unity but had also forged deep bonds of friendship and support. Through their journey of embracing unity, the Andersons and their neighbors learned that a community is more than just a collection of houses and streets. It is a network of individuals who, when united, can overcome any challenge that comes their way. Reflecting on their experiences, the Andersons realized that unity was not a one-time achievement but an ongoing commitment. They understood that it required continuous effort, open communication, and a willingness to put the needs of the community above personal interests. As Maplewood emerged from the storm stronger than ever, it stood as a shining example of the power of unity. The Andersons and their neighbors had learned that when people come together, regardless of their differences, they can create a harmonious and resilient community that can weather any storm.